that it? I'm sorry, my crying.
It's beautiful that you're crying.
When the crowds have gone.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about our whole pregnancy. We decided to have a home birth, so we're going to be talking about the home birth, how we went about finding the perfect midwife for us, and we went over to Instagram and asked people, you know, what information they wanted to know about home births and stuff, because before we fell pregnant, we knew a little bit, but still have a lot of questions about home births and, you know, how do you even start the process of having a home birth. So we look forward to sharing our story with you. So why did we decide to have a home birth? Ever since I can remember, I've always known that I didn't want to have a baby in the hospital. And that's just my personal thing. I just thought it would be so cool. Just like, how cool would it be to have a baby in the water at your home where you feel the most comfortable? So that is the reason why I wanted to have a home birth.
Yeah, and I always thought the same thing.
So we believe in trusting the process and nature knows best. We believe that birth is such a natural thing of life that it doesn't need to be interfered with unless it has to be interfered with.
Yeah.
So trusting your body, trusting your baby, trusting the whole process of it. So the home birth is what we were just so drawn to.
There's also a lot of misconceptions about home births, being that
Yes.
people, like we had some people think that we were just going to have our baby up the back of the property under a tree. Like,
Yeah.
And that's not what a home birth is. And we chose a home birth because that's what we felt most comfortable doing, and we found someone who we trusted with our lives and Willow's life. And if you're not comfortable having a home birth, well then don't have one. A hospital birth might be best for you. But for us and many other people, home birth, you just feel more comfortable. Like, we're not doing it because we're scared of going to the hospital, or it's just what was right for us, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, and we met some really, really awesome people that used the same midwife as us, and they had the same beliefs as us, and they always said that how people have this thing of what they think a home birth is like, and they judge it for it. They, like Adrian said, people literally thought that I was going to go out into the forest by myself and squat next to a tree and have a baby. They didn't realize the money and time and that went into creating this home birth situation with the perfect midwife. So for us, we are situated in Stanthorpe. So
yeah, there's a bit of distance between the next town and that sort of thing. And we looked around in Stanthorpe because obviously if we could find someone closer, it works better for all the appointments and checkups. And
yeah, and I happened to stumble across this website called Nurture Your Birth by Sonia Brutel, and I was just instantly drawn to her. I can't explain what it was about, but I just had this feeling of like, I think she's the midwife for us.
Yeah.
So I ended up sending her an email that I got off her website. I didn't really know what to say. I was kind of just like,
we're having
hey,
a baby.
My name's Courtney. This is my first pregnancy. I see that you do home births, and that's something that we're wanting to do. We don't really know how to go about this. Is this something that you could help us with? And she got back to me pretty much within the same day with the most beautiful email, just explaining what she does, how we go about it if we want to go with her. And when I read the email, I just had tears in my eyes. In my heart, it just filled me up so much. I was just like, wow, I hadn't even met her, but I felt so loved by her, and I just knew that we would be cared for in the best possible way. And I read the email to Adrian, and then we responded to her saying, that sounds amazing, when can we meet up with you? again, got back pretty much instantly to us and said we could book an appointment with her. So we did that. The thing that we weren't sure about if she would take us is because she was in Toowoomba and we're in Stanthorpe. So that's about an hour and 45-minute drive from us. So we're like, oh, we don't know if she even takes clients from Stanthorpe.
Yeah.
But she 100% does, and a lot of her client base is actually from Stanthorpe. So it's really awesome. Home births are really massive out here.
Yeah.
So that was really good to know. And then from that email, we went to our first appointment with her. Good morning. So today is Monday the 13th of March. Is that right?
Yep.
Monday the 13th of March, and we are currently on our way to Toowoomba because we are going to our first midwife appointment today, and we are going to be having a chat with her, all things to do with the birth, pregnancy, any questions we have. So currently our little bub is 7.5 weeks. I think that's how old. You're the size of a little raspberry, and we are so excited, and we can't believe that this is our life now, hey?
Yeah, so exciting. Today's like when it starts to feel like it's real, because you're actually going to meet someone to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like so far, we're like, yeah, you got a little baby in your belly, but you can't see it yet. So it's like, is it even real? So
yeah. Like, I haven't had any morning sickness. I've actually felt really good. If anything, I've felt more tired than normal, and I've been just feeling like eating a lot of fruit and more steak and veggies and stuff. So I've actually feel like it's been perfect so far. So I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, we're going to meet this lady called Sonia. She works with people in the Granite Belt region that don't want to birth in hospital. So we are planning to have a home birth, which is something that we really want to do. And how do you feel about having a home birth?
yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
I feel really, really calm about having a home birth. Like, not one bit of it scares me, or I just feel really calm. Like, I feel like women are born to do this, and this is what we are made to do. If not, we wouldn't be able to fall pregnant. So yeah, it's just such a gift to be able to do that. But yeah, I'm starting to get like a little bit of a belly. Like, I'd say it's more like bloatiness and a little bit, it's more like a little bit fatter than normal. I'm still doing my ice baths every day because I've done some research on that, and I've heard that's really good for pregnancy, for inflammation through pregnancy, water reduction, all that stuff that happens through pregnancy. And I've just heard that people can birth a lot better from having ice baths. There's just so many benefits to ice baths. So that is our little journey so far. But yeah, no, our appointment's at 10 o'clock and it's currently 8:30, so we've still got an hour and a half, and I think the appointment goes for an hour or 2 hours. So we'll let you know how we go. Hopefully we'll just find out some information and see what we have to do from there, because it's our first time. We don't really know. We're just going with the flow of everything and making sure that we take each day as it comes, and just feeling grounded and present in each and every moment, because we're never going to have these moments again. Like, you're never going to have your first child ever again. Like, it's only once in a lifetime experience. So we really want to soak it in as much as we can. But yeah, we'll check back in with you later after we've been to the appointment. And then, so we sat down and met her in our first appointment, and me and Adrian walked out of the appointment and we were both speechless and had tears in our eyes. It just felt, she is the most genuine, loving, caring person I have ever met. And she just is so passionate about midwifery and home births, and it was just so good to see. I knew that my baby and me were in the best possible hands.
Yeah.
And then from there, so what Sonia does is we have 24/7 access to her. So if we have a question at 1 a.m. in the morning, we can message or call her and she gets back to you straight away. Or, you know, if we are curious about something, we can message her. But for the first 7 months, I think it was, we saw her once a month for checkups. So she would check my blood pressure, my heart rate, she would do the baby's heartbeat, and check all my measurements, did my blood tests for me. Anything that you think of that you normally go to a doctor for, she does, but in a more natural
Yeah, and
way.
she asks you how you're going mentally and like, how you're doing with the pregnancy and everything. And she actually really cares about you, like,
Yeah, she does. So
not just as a client, but like as a friend.
if you're having a hard time, she's not like, oh, you'll be right, you're pregnant. She's there like, how can I help you? What can I do for you to make you feel better? Like, she is there for you 100%, and she wouldn't have it any other way. Like, she just loves all her clients. And it was amazing how many people we ran into, and we said that we were having a home birth, and we said that we were having it with Sonia, and they just were like, oh my God, she is incredible. Like, so we had so much confidence in her, and a lot of confidence in our team. It's 1 visit a month for the first 7 months, but unlimited access to her by phone, FaceTime, messaging. And then the last 2 months, it's every 2 weeks, and then it's every week towards the end of it. So yeah, she became one of our best friends.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot of trust in Sonia, and she doesn't tell you what to do. She gives you both sides of the, situation, and she's 100% supportive of your choice, unless she thinks that she sees that me or the baby are in danger, then she will, that's how she works. Another thing we wanted to talk about was expectations versus reality of what we thought pregnancy was going to be like and what it actually was like for us. So
Mainly for you, because you were the one that was pregnant.
yeah. So for me, the biggest one would have to be that you can honestly, like, I had this thought that being pregnant, you would be sick, you would be in pain, you would have back and hip pain, and you would feel fatigued all the time. And for some people that is the case, but not for everybody. And I'm just saying this is my story, and I'm not comparing it to anybody else's, but for me, I had no morning sickness. I didn't have any pain through the pregnancy. It was very much like my life just went on exactly the same as normal.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. Like, I'd heard that you get sick every time and all that, but I feel that I had built a base in my body beforehand, before falling pregnant, that was very healthy and fit. So yeah, that you can literally have a very positive pregnancy.
Yeah.
You can. Don't be fearful of going into pregnancy thinking that you're going to get morning sickness and that you're going to be in bad pain. And like I said, that is the case for some people, but also for some people, it's not the case. I really, really enjoyed being pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I loved every single minute of it. For me, it went way too fast. And that was another thing that we got told, was that, or it would drag on forever for you.
Yeah.
Like, pregnancy drags on.
Willow was born at 42 weeks as well, so you went over and you still didn't think it dragged on.
Yeah, for me, it felt like I clicked my fingers and Willow was born. Like, it didn't go, it wasn't this pregnancy that dragged on for a long time. It went very, very fast. So through the whole pregnancy, my blood pressure, mine and Willow's heart rate was always really perfect. I just felt that I was very, very grateful for the pregnancy I had. And I honestly was grateful every day that I didn't get morning sickness, and I was just pretty much my normal self. So I did thank every day.
Very grateful.
Very grateful and appreciative of my body and how it handled the changes of pregnancy.
How far did you work up until?
So I worked up to 33 weeks.
Something like that, yeah.
So I worked up until 33 weeks. Now, that was my own decision because I work in hospitality and you're on your feet all day for a very long period of time. So we were also doing the Airbnb cleans as well too. So I thought I didn't want to do both. So I just stuck with doing the Airbnb cleans.
Yeah, and you didn't need to do...
And I didn't need to do I didn't need to do my other job. Yeah, I decided to leave about 33 weeks. So the last 7, well, I thought we was going to be 7 weeks just doing cleans.
Ended up being 9.
Stuff, but it ended up being 9 weeks. So yeah, we were very grateful every day. We just couldn't believe it. Every day we were just like, are we sure we're pregnant? Because it would just seem so easy for us. Now, like I said, this is our story. Like, I know some people really struggle out there with their pregnancies and stuff, and my heart goes to them, but for us it was a very easy 9 months for us. And I hope that it can show people that pregnancy, before you fall pregnant, that pregnancy doesn't have to be this big scary thing, and you can have a really positive pregnancy. Because I did hear a lot of negative things about pregnancy, like that it was painful and people hated it and all this stuff, and it was very fear-based, and I didn't want to go into pregnancy fear-based. I wanted to go in it with my heart open and positive and take each day as it come, because you don't know you don't know how you're going to wake up each day.
Exactly.
So I was just taking each day as it came.
So going into this pregnancy, we both wanted to have the most natural pregnancy and natural birth. Ultimately, it's up to Courtney whether she wants to have a natural birth, because if she didn't want to have a natural birth, I can't make her. Like, it's your body. I couldn't push out a baby, so I'm not someone to say that you have to do this a certain way. So yeah, Courtney didn't really take anything other than beef liver supplements. What else did you take? Nothing really.
Nothing.
Just tried to eat as healthy as possible. Plenty of meat, plenty of
fats.
Eggs, plenty of animal fats.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing. Not a lot of processed stuff, because
a lot of
we're not going to lie to you and say she didn't eat anything processed during the whole pregnancy, because there is times where you are out and about places and this and that, but we just wanted to minimize that and have Courtney the healthiest she could be, and for Willow growing in the belly, she's getting all the nutrients.
Yeah. So the main thing for us is that if you're looking for what is good for pregnancy health, if you want to do it the alternate natural way, I suppose, is a lady called Sally Fallon. Now, she is incredible and her books are amazing. So we bought one of her books, and she went through about things you should eat during pregnancy and why. So she talks a lot about why you should have a lot of meats, fats, animal fats, eggs, seafood, because a lot of the doctors and stuff tell you not to have seafood, whereas seafood is one of the best things you can eat during your pregnancy. So from my experience, I ate a lot of those.
A lot of those foods, and tried to stay healthy and prepare your body as best as you could while nourishing our daughter.
And I did a lot of I did stretching each day. I didn't work out each day, but I did a lot of stretching and yoga and Pilates just on the pelvic floor region, and getting that all prepared for birth, which I think helped massively. And another thing I think helped massively was chiropractic work. During the pregnancy, making sure my whole body was in alignment so that when I was to give birth. So chiropractic work, meats, animal fats, eggs, that's what I recommend. And that's what I feel that helped me.
Yeah, so another thing we decided not to do early on in the pregnancy is to have any ultrasounds or scans because we don't know whether they're bad for you or not. A lot of people say they're harmless. A lot of people will say stay away from them. Our thing was that unless we felt we needed to do it, we're not going to, because if we got the 20-week scan and something showed up, it wouldn't have made a difference to us anyway. So we opted not to do that because we didn't need to.
Yeah. The only thing we did choose to do was to listen to the heartbeat.
Yeah.
When we went to visit Sonia. So that's something that we did choose to do.
We really wanted to hear the heartbeat.
Which also gives you that reassurance that everything's okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot can show in the heartbeat and stuff. But yeah, we chose not to have ultrasounds and scans and stuff, but we did choose to have listen to the heartbeat. Yeah, so we get to the 40-week mark and everything is still really fine and cruisy, and then we're having regular meetups with our lovely midwife Sonia. Yeah, still at 40 weeks everything was perfect, nothing to worry about. 41 weeks everything was perfect. Get to just before 42 weeks and I just noticed that I didn't feel any movements for a whole day.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, that's really unusual because Willow was a very active baby. Like, it was like on schedule. When I woke up in the morning and ate, she would move. Lunchtime, move. When I go to bed, move. So I thought, oh, that's a bit different for me.
Yeah.
So I messaged my midwife and I was just like, hey, I haven't felt any movements. I haven't felt any movements in the past 24 hours. Is this something that I should be worried about? And my midwife was like, look, just to be safe, I would go to Stanthorpe Hospital and just get them to put the CTG scan on you and get an ultrasound, because you are 42 weeks over. You just want to make sure, because things, like your amniotic fluid could be low in your belly, or you could have, you just want to make sure that everything's okay. And it was something out of the ordinary for us. So we went and got it checked out. And so we went into the hospital and they put the CTG monitor on me and they were like, your baby's perfect. Like,
heartbeat was perfect.
The heartbeat's perfect.
She started moving while this was happening.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah.
Like, so that was fine. And they said to me there, look,
this was on Wednesday, and we had a scan booked in for the Friday because we thought, okay, if it gets to 42 weeks, we will go and get it checked out.
Yeah. So at the hospital, they recommended that we push the scan forward to the day that we went in, as soon as possible. So Joe, the midwife and doctor there, called up and got me in to have an ultrasound at 9:10 that morning.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. So I went and got the ultrasound done and everything was fine. And then they wanted us to go back to the hospital to have a meeting with our private midwife, Sonia, their team, and us, just to talk about, like, inducing, what is the process of that, if we have to do that. So we are aware of the process, that if this keeps going on, when do we, go to the hospital and get it done? So me and Adrian were sitting outside the waiting room and I just pulled the scans out and I was looking at them and it said...
We read through all different measurements, like about the head, the lengths of things, and we looked down the bottom and it said EFW, and we thought, what's that? Oh, estimated fetal weight, and we look and it said 4.9 kilos, and we're like,
surely not.
That can't be right, can it?
So we got called in and they're looking through and they gave us a whole rundown on inductions, all this, and they pretty much said to us, if you're happy
to keep waiting,
then we're happy. We don't want to induce you unless we have to, which we were shocked by, because
most hospitals would have you there and be like, okay, we have to do this today on 41 and 3.
41 and 3, and we were
which was like a
over.
day or two past that. So.
Yeah. So that's like their hospital, what they do. But Stanthorpe was just amazing. And they said, no, like you've had a very healthy pregnancy. Your baby's healthy. You're healthy. Like I don't see the point of inducing you for no reason.
Yeah.
Like your baby could just be waiting. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So
And they explained to us too that the estimated weight could be, how much percent was it?
700 grams.
Could be about 700 grams either way. So she could
Yeah.
have been heavier than it said or 700 grams lighter. So it's not a very accurate reading of the weight.
Yeah. So they
And,
pretty much told us to disregard what the
Yeah.
weight said because it's most likely going to be wrong. And we were like, oh my God, thank God, because that's an 11 pound, well, with the 4.9, we're like, that's a 10 kilo baby.
10 kilo.
10-pound baby. But then I thought to myself, like, I was a big baby
Yeah.
and my grandma birthed 3 very big 11-pound babies. So there was a possibility, but I wasn't showing that I had a big baby. I was still very tiny. So yeah, we were all happy just to wait. And then we left the hospital, positive that,
Yeah.
we're going to have a home birth and it's going to happen any day from then.
So we finished all that stuff at the hospital with the scans. We went home. That night, I couldn't sleep very well because... So yeah, we finished at the hospital, finished with the scans. Did we speak to Sonia again after that?
Yeah, so we talked to Sonia on the phone and she just talked to us
Basically, it's up to us.
It's
what
up
we
to
wanna do,
us.
because all the signs were still showing perfect. Like apart from
yeah,
the movement we didn't feel, but then we went there and everything was fine. So apart from that, we were still like, okay, well, nothing's really changed now because we've
Yeah.
been and checked up.
yeah.
So basically that night, I couldn't sleep very well because I was sort of thinking, okay, how far into this do we need to be like, okay, look, we really need to think seriously about, because we did not want to have an induction unless
No.
absolutely necessary. It was a big no-no for us. And 40 weeks is just the average when women give birth. Some are 37, the baby's fine. Some are 43, the baby's fine. It's just an
Yeah.
average. So we didn't want to go into the fear of, oh, we're at this amount of time.
Yeah.
But we also had in the back of our minds, okay, but at what
Logical thinking.
what if it goes to 43? And then we're like, okay, we need to make a decision. Like,
Yeah.
So I couldn't sleep very well. I got out of bed with Court. She didn't even know, and I went and had a shower, and I was just thinking in the shower, like, okay, what are we going to do with this and that? Because I'm like that. Like, if I'm thinking about something, I can't sleep, and I'll just be thinking about it until
Yeah.
And Court comes in, and I said to her, she goes, what are you doing having a shower at 1 a.m? And I said, oh, I just can't sleep. Like, I've been thinking about this. And she's like, oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, just chill.
Court was half asleep. She would be at 1 o'clock in the morning, but then she literally went to the toilet while I was in the shower, and she goes, I just lost my plug. And I was just like, okay, I don't need to worry about all that stuff anymore.
Yeah, it was really random.
Yeah, so that...
And it kind of shocked me a little bit because
Because it went on for so long, we were like,
Yeah.
is it ever going to come? Like, at 40 weeks, we're like, okay, it's happening today, or the next day comes, and yeah, it feels like it's happening today, and then...
yeah,
And then we got to the point where we're like, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen.
yeah.
Is there a baby in there?
Yeah, so the day after I had the scan, I lost my
Yeah.
mucus plug and
But we're still glad we went and did the
did
things
that.
we did.
Yes,
because...
we are. We're glad we did it because it gave us all so much reassurance and it also told us to trust in the process of
Yeah.
it. Like, trust. Like, if your gut is telling you things are good, they're most likely good. If you have an inkling that something's wrong, then go get it checked out.
It doesn't matter who's telling you that, no, everything's fine. Even if Sonia said to us, and we trust her 100%, and she wouldn't tell us something to do something that we didn't want to do, but even if she was like, oh, no, everything's fine, but we had a deep feeling of, oh, we feel like something's wrong.
In our gut, yeah.
We would still go and get it. No matter, even though we respect her so much, we would still make the decision to trust our gut, wouldn't
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing we learnt out of the whole thing is trust in the process of it. Because us trusting through the whole pregnancy and the whole birth, it was just incredible, just letting nature run its own natural course and doing what it knows best to do. Like, your body honestly knows. Like, trust, and trust in your gut. If something's telling you it's wrong, trust in that. If something's telling you it's right, trust in that.
Yeah.
So we just trusted the whole way, and it just proved to us that, the universe is supporting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, lost the mucus plug.
And then it starts from
And
there.
then the birth starts from there. So that is going to be in the next video because there is a lot to talk about through the birth videos, photos, everything like that, all the really, really good stuff. So we can't wait to share the birth with you.
Yeah, and if anyone does have any more questions that we didn't talk about home births, follow us on Instagram. We're creating our reality on Instagram. Send us a message. If there's anything we missed, we can give you more details. If you're in the area, Toowoomba and surrounds, and you want a midwife, hit us up and we'll give you Sonia's number. Like, it's
Yeah.
just perfect.
Yeah.
So, so that's it for this video. Part 1 of our home
part
birth
1.
story. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you reckon? Time to go have some food?
Goodbye.